Good evening and welcome to the LISD Tech Center's pinning ceremony. My name is Lisa Dunlap and I am the nursing prep instructor. And I would like to welcome our superintendent, Mark Haig, to open us up.
Good evening. As Ms. Dunlap indicated, my name's Mark Haig, and it's a pleasure to serve as a superintendent here at the Intermediate School District, with the Tech Center being, of course, one of our primary programs. On behalf of the Lenway Intermediate School District, our staff, many who are here this evening, our Board of Education, we're pleased to welcome you to this first annual pinning ceremony. I think I speak for a lot of our staff to say we're happy to gather for anything in person. We haven't had in the last 2 years a lot of these type of events because of all the restrictions and just out of caution. So that alone's a reason to be excited tonight. When Ms. Dunlap asked me to be part of this event, one thing I didn't count on was a quick personal story in tonight's welcome, which she's probably thinking, Mark, it's supposed to be short. But honestly, I did not plan on this happening. But in terms of recognizing the importance of the credential that these young folks have now achieved, just within the last couple of weeks, my father became very ill and had home health care through hospice, number of different certified nurse assistants or aides in and out. So I knew this was important before that, but I will say that it's a little different to experience, especially in that home setting. So important to the patient or the person you're caring for, but certainly to the rest of the family and people that they're supporting. So I think sometimes that can get forgotten in a lot of this. So again, not to steal anyone's thunder, because we have some other folks lined up to speak this evening, but on top of those technical skills, sort of what I was speaking about, there are a number of other things that go into this line of work, including the ability to provide people a peace of mind, friendliness, and just the general burdens that this work lifts off of other people. Though not limited to serving the elderly, the reality is we are an aging population, and I would say especially in Lenawee County if you've ever really looked at our data. So the individuals that now hold this credential, they're in demand and extremely valuable. Whether your goal, and I'm talking to the students here, is to go further on in school or not, we commend you and thank you for serving in this capacity and making the choices you have. At this point, I'm going to turn things over, I believe, to Alex.
Please join me standing as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for this evening, Deborah Heath. Would you come up, Deborah? Deborah received her associate's degree in nursing from Washtenaw Community College and her bachelor's degree from Ferris State University. She has spent the majority of her career caring for elderly and skilled nursing communities. Her nursing career started as a nursing assistant, so just like you guys. She then became an LPN and later an RN. Deborah was a director of nursing and skilled communities for over 22 years. She has also consulted nationally to assist communities with changing their culture to enhance the lives of the elders and the staff, using Eden principles and the Pioneer Network. Deborah served on the Michigan Board of Nursing for 4 years and has been teaching CNA classes or courses for our LISD Tech Center Adult Learning Program for 3 years. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you. Thank you. Can everyone, am I close enough? I guess I am. Okay. First of all, I want to say to the parents and families that are here tonight, I had the extreme pleasure of working with 5 of these students in the clinical settings. And I want to tell you that the staff, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little emotional. The staff and the elders at the clinical site that we were at could not believe that these young people were seniors in high school. Could not believe that they were even in high school, because their sense of professionalism that they had, their kindness, their caring, their attitudes, how they cared for others, how they were thoughtful, was just, it was very, very well received. And that goes to their parents and their families. You did a great job. And to the students that Lisa had, along with that, even being in this program, in the nursing prep program, and the high expectations that's expected for you in that program, says a lot for families to support these kids with that. They aren't kids, they're young adults, I'm sorry. These young adults in their career and what they're doing. So thank you to the families for being here and also for supporting your students. All right, here we go. State certified nursing assistants. Woohoo, right? You did it. And oh my gosh, every single one of you passed, right? What an accomplishment. What an accomplishment. That is such a huge endeavor for your first step in your healthcare journey that you're going to do. Whether you say, this is it, this is what I like the hands-on nursing, and this is what I'm going to do, or if I'm going to move forward and do something else. But to have this, you're never going to be able to lose this, and I hope that you all learned a lot. Because you know, often CNAs are seen as considered as the entry level in healthcare. Bottom of the totem pole. That's kind of what they are. That's what the public thinks they are. But that's not the people that you care for think you are. But it's so much more than that. I think that you all learned that when you went to your 3 days of clinical. It's more than that. It's more than just assisting with eating and giving baths, helping with elimination, or any of the other 44 different skills you had to do twice, right? You had to do it in the classroom, and then you had to do it in clinical, and then you had to do it for the state testing. I think you all learned it was more than those skills or those tasks that really came forward. It's about compassion, caring, kindness, listening, patience, relationships, and knowledge. Just not the book knowledge that you've learned, but the knowledge of knowing the person. And if you get anything out of this class and out of anything that I say, I please hope you take that it's not about all the other stuff, and I think the superintendent said it too. It's more about that knowing the person, knowing what's going on with them, knowing who they are. Many of your experiences during your clinical rotation brought you into joy, into the residents' lives that you saw, even if it was only for 3 days. The simplest acts of kindness, getting that extra cup of coffee. My students kind of know that several times. Toast, right? Mountain Dew, opening the bathroom door, those little things that meant so much to someone else. Listening to their stories as you're making a bed, as you're assisting with a shower, as you're clipping nails or shaving or waiting for dietary. Just listening, to have someone listen to them, to listen to their stories. Patience, while they dressed, undressed, an hour to assist someone with eating so they could tell you their story, so they could talk about their families. You know, I think if anything that we've learned from some of this is that we talk about COVID and we talk about things that we've gone through. I think that the students saw firsthand what the elders in our communities have actually gone through. Not seeing families, not having visitors, looking at us through masks and a face mask. Those things were really real. And what you guys did with that, what the students did and what you showed, just warmed my heart. Because it's always, it's the spirit. It's the end of the day. And what's really cool to me, and I think it's to Lisa and I both kind of talked about it, is at the end of our clinical day, and especially the end of our clinical rotation, we always say kind of, what did you get out of this? What was the best part of these 3 days? Do you know nobody tells us, hey, it was so cool doing that shower the other day? Nobody says to us, hey, you know what, I assisted 4 people in ambulation. Nobody says to us, hey, you know what, I got 3 people up today and made 4 beds. Not one of you said that, did you? You talked about the person. You talked about that relationship. You talked about that connection that you had with that elder. Don't lose that. That's the stuff that warms Lisa's in my heart. That's when we say that we know that we've done things right. Because Lisa and I both say, I can teach anybody how to make a bed. And I'm sure you parents are like, really? They know how to make a bed? I'm not real sure. Did they miss that day? I'm telling you, they all know how to make a bed, so don't let it, they even know how to do those mitered corners, so don't let them fool you. But Lisa and I all say, we can teach anybody how to make a bed. We can teach anybody how to make a bath, how to give a bath. What we hope we teach is compassion. What we hope that we teach is the art of creating people's well-being, seeing the person for the person before the tasks. As Lisa said, I was a nursing assistant for over 22 years, and I would always just cringe when I would hear, I have 4 showers, 3 baths, and a bed bath to do today. I'd rather know people's names. And as the students kind of know, we don't know room numbers, right? We know names, and that's really important. We need to know. And as far as what I've seen from the young people that we're celebrating here tonight, they get that. You guys get that. The encounters that you had with the elders as a person, they were thankful for your time and your care. Please always remember that and how they made you feel and how they touched your heart. We had a lady on our last day when we were being celebrated, they were being celebrated for their last day, who actually touched her heart and said to them, thank you. And just always remember that those special moments for that. So now I have a few words of wisdom, advice, hope, whatever kind you want to call it. We sometimes hear, treat people as you would treat your grandmother. I challenge you to treat people as you want to be treated. As you want to be treated. Treat people that way. You all had to complete an exercise during your training that says, what do I want in a caregiver? You all had to write that, right? You all remember that? I want you to keep that, and I want you to look at that and remember, as you go on your journey, wherever life takes you, as this caregiving and healthcare, this is what I want to be. This is what I meant as a caregiver, and this is how I want to be. Treat others as you want to be treated. Loneliness, helplessness, and boredom is what the Eden Alternative calls the 3 plagues. This is what people die of. People die of loneliness, helplessness, and boredom, not their disease. And whatever you can do as a certified nursing assistant or whatever you do going forward, these are the things that you can help people's lives. So helplessness, imagine never being allowed to do anything for yourself or others again. Never. Never to give back to anyone else. Always being done unto, never giving back. So this is a thing that we challenged our staff when I was still working, and one of the things that we did, which was kind of fun, was that we actually had the elders, you know how they had the manicure day, and they all go down and get their nails done, and how pretty that is? What we did is we had a staff manicure day. So the residents actually came and did the staff's fingernails. Now some of them were really cute, and they did a really nice job. Some of them not so much. It was a little iffy, but you know what this wonderful product is? Nail polish remover. It all came back off. But the joy that it gave those elders to be able to give back to the people who gave to them every day was such a blessing. That little 20, 30 minutes lasted for a long, long time in people's hearts. So just remember, helplessness. What can we do? Loneliness. Eating alone, no one to talk to listen to, no one seeing me as a person, just as a task, just as a burden. And I think if we look about for loneliness, as Lisa said in my introduction, I've done some CNA, I do adult ed teaching mostly here. And we actually were at one of our communities in February, and then we had COVID. And this would have been in, 2020. Seems like forever ago. And then we went back in July, and I could not believe the difference in the people. The elders, the staff, everyone. People cannot come out of the rooms. And so when people wanted to complain, I would say, why don't you go sit in your bedroom? I'll bring you your meal with my face mask, my face shield, and drop it off. Because that's what our elders in this community and across the nation have been dealing with since 2020 and are still. So to have these rays of sunshine to come in, these students for those 3 days who had the time to do those extra special things was really, really important. But think about our people with loneliness. I mean, what can we do? Even look around in your people in your own community that we could maybe help. Boredom. Everything's predictable. We kind of like some predictability in our life, right? It's kind of nice to know that this is when I got to get up and go to work and some of those things. But imagine the rest of your life that you're going to always eat at 7:30 for breakfast, you're always going to have lunch at noon, and you're always going to have dinner at 5:30. And your bath is Tuesday, Friday. Let's see if you're Tuesday, Friday, and that's how it's always going to be. So what can we do to kind of spice it up? Everybody always kind of asks me, why do residents love bingo? That is the best activity, and a lot of residents want to have bingo every single day because it's the only thing in their life that you don't know what the answer is going to be. You don't know if you're going to win or lose. It's spontaneity. You don't know. So what can you do to break up the boredom? Well, you don't have to go to this extreme, but one of the things that we did is I got this from Pinecrest Nursing Facility. It's a county facility in the UP. They actually did a squirt guns where they gave the residents the squirt guns first on the midnight shift. So they all had them by their bed and we filled those. Then third shift got squirt guns, but they had to fill their own. And the DON had already warned me, bring an extra pair of clothes because you're going to get it. I'm like, okay, thanks. So no one knew. Some people had to know to order the squirt guns and getting them, and then day shift and then afternoons. It was great. It took care of boredom for a long time, and we didn't gather up all the squirt guns, and we'd find out once in a while when we would go by somebody's room and they were squirting us for some spontaneity. What I also want you to do is create a sense of well-being. You as a CNA, a certified nursing assistant, you are the advocates. You're their voice. You're the person they look to. You're the person that they go to with their scary things. You're the person they go to for their thoughts. They will see you as a person if you see them as a person. I tell you, nothing warms a heart more than someone living with cognitive impairment and you don't even think they even know who you are, and they don't even act like they even know anything, and you go away on vacation and you come back and their face just lights up. They may not be able to remember your name, but they sure know who you are. You know that person as a person. They trust you. They know you. Be confident in your knowledge, in your skills, your experience, and most of all, in yourself. Be confident with the knowledge that you have gotten and where you are now. Nursing Prep, the Tech Center, and Lisa are giving you the tools and the resources to have a positive future and impact on healthcare, whether you use your CNA in hospice, in home care, skilled nursing, or the hospital. These are the beginning steps you will always use if you decide to even go further another field in healthcare. I am proud to share tonight with you and your families. Congratulations again on achieving this milestone, and the best of luck to each of you. Thank you.
Right. A pinning ceremony is a rite of passage for anyone entering into the area of the nursing profession, with certified nursing assistants being a stepping stone to the higher degree of nursing, and I think Deborah spoke to that very well. The pin is awarded as a symbol of identification that dates back to the mid-1800s when Queen Victoria of England presented Florence Nightingale with a specially made brooch to commend her work during the Crimean War. We will now begin the pinning ceremony. Jenny Heath, principal of the LISD Tech Center, will read the names.
Kylie Ballant.
Thank you.
Bailey Brandley. Haley Clark. Brenna Davis. Alicia Garcia. Cna Good. Hope Grimes. Carly Hope. Talia Jernigan. Olivia Larada. Olivia McClelland. Julia Moore. Madison Stubli. Alex Trevino. Casey Wright. We do want to honor those students that couldn't be here tonight as well. Alexa Omo, Libby Rorick, Braylon Stover, Kylie Summer, and Kaylin Weatherby. Congratulations.
I want to welcome you to the nursing profession as certified nursing assistants, so that is for you guys. please stand. Turn and face your friends and family as we recite the Cna Pledge that is found in the program. With full knowledge of the responsibilities I am undertaking, I pledge to care for my patients with all the knowledge, skills, and understanding I possess, without regard to race, color, creed, or social status. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of patients under my care, and hold in professional confidence all personal information entrusted to me. Thank you. Be seated.
Good evening. I'm Sheila Bruger, Administrative Assistant at the LISD Tech Center. When the modern-day pinning ceremony first began in the mid-1800s, the lamp was a symbol of the care and devotion the nurse administers to the injured and sick during her practice as a nurse. After the nurses were pinned, Florence Nightingale would light a lamp and pass the flame to the graduating nurses. Today, the lamp is also a representation of Nightingale's Rounds at Night, the lady with the lamp. This tradition commemorates the heroine of nursing, Florence Nightingale, who was seen in the dark alleys with a lamp while caring for the injured soldiers during the Crimean War. The lamp symbolizes the light that a nurse becomes to her patients, and as a symbol of hope and comfort to those who are suffering. The lighting of the lamp by nursing instructors symbolizes the knowledge passed from instructor to the certified nurse assistant. Students, please stand. As you light the unity candle, united as one in the care of mankind, we ask that you take this light into the world as you give comfort, compassion, hope, and peace to those you care for. Once you've extinguished your individual candles, please turn and face the audience in a single line. You can go ahead and extinguish your candles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the LISD Tech Center 2021 Nursing Preparation Certified Nursing Assistants. All right, students, please be seated. With some closing remarks, welcome Kyle Griffiths, LISD Assistant Superintendent.
All right, well, a lot has been said. I'm not a microphone guy, so hopefully you can hear me here. A lot has been said, and a lot of things have already been said that I was going to say. So this is a tough spot to be in when you have the closing remarks. But I want to share with you just a quick story as a dad. The families here, I'm watching them come in, and the pride, the way you're walking in, man, I just love it. You're walking in with confidence, and you can just see it when you're walking in tonight. And you should have that ultimate pride. About 7 years ago, my son went through the Cna program. And I really, honestly had no clue or concept of what that all entailed. You know, going to the tech center, taking Cna, sounds cool, you're exploring healthcare careers. What will that look like, you know? And so what do we do as parents? We commonly ask, hey, what did you do at school today, right? Hey, how'd school go? And you know, sometimes you don't get the answer. You know, they kind of blow you out, especially at this age. And one day, my son walked in, and he said, "Hey, guess what I did today?" And I, whoa, he really wants me to know this. And he looked at me and he said, "Dad, I cleaned up after an elderly person." I said, "Well, what does that mean? What did you do? Like clean up their, you know, their leftovers or whatever off the plates, or what, you know, what did you do?" And he talked about what he did. And he cleaned up, like right after a bowel movement, to be just straight up with you. And I looked at him, and I want you to really think about this as these kids. I looked at him and I thought about just some of the images of serving others. You know, the ultimate images of cleaning others' feet. The big images of helping. You think about what you did as parents, the groundwork that you laid. You know, oh, help the elderly person across the street. You remember that one, right? Well, that's my good deed of the day, right? My good deed of the day. Are you kidding me? Think about what they did. Think about what this crew did. This isn't about just walking someone across the street. This is about, and I know because I talked a little bit to you guys one day, and I reiterated that with a group of touring 8th and 10th graders. Because you know there's all kinds of kids going, "I want to be a nurse. I want to be a nurse." And how many raise your hand? "I want to be a nurse." They'll flip through biology books, and they'll take AP anatomy, and then the book, "Oh, I still want to be a nurse." Well, I had this young man right here share a story. I said, what did you do to prepare for that situation where you have to clean up after an elderly? "Well, we take mint. We put it underneath our nose." Right? To help. What else do you do with that situation? You do it with compassion. You do it with caring. You know that situation, can you imagine that person in that situation? They don't want that. They don't want to have you do that. And these kids did it. These kids went the extra mile and have done a ton of stuff. The basics have been listed, but I want to read the last part of the CNA job description. Providing companionship and friendship. Since you'll spend so much time with the patient, you'll often have to provide companionship and comfort to those that are lonely, frustrated. Can you imagine that? I can't even go to the bathroom anymore. I gotta have this help. And scared. My life is coming to an end. What does that mean? And your kids are doing this. So I saw you walking in with that pride. I can't wait to see you walking out. Because you better get your nose up, your chest up, because your kids, these kids did more than any other kid in Lenawee County has done. You hear all those other parents bragging, "Oh, Jimmy this, Jimmy." Are you kidding me? My kid did this. Do you understand what they did? And it's a reflection of you. You laid the groundwork, you laid the foundation for your child to care to the ultimate level for other people. You did that. And you tonight need to celebrate that at some point. You celebrate with your child tonight, have some cookies and cake and whatever we got back there afterwards. Take some pictures, love on them. But at some time, either tonight or the next few days, you make sure you pat yourself on the back because you laid an incredible foundation for this event tonight. So, how we're going to break out here, I want you to, first of all, this is your last task as a CNA. You're going to find your family, and you're going to love on them and thank them because they did it. You're gonna love and thank them for what they did to put you in this position. They, like me, I didn't know, I go after CNA, oh cool, CNA, whatever. But there's a foundation there that they laid that was deeper than CNA. So thank them for that. So you're going to go give them a hug. Then you're going to, if your family isn't here, I want you to go love on your crew that took care of you here. Okay? Then you're going to send your family to go get a snack. All right? You're going to come back up here because I want to get a picture. When we did it, we were kind of spread out, so I'd like to get a picture of you kind of in 2 rows. So Andrew, our ISD person, can get a good, cool picture, or someone else. All right? So we will we'll reconfigure that. And then while they're grabbing the set, after that picture and thanking the crew, then you can reunite with your parents. Take your time tonight and walk out with your chin up and your chest out with pride. Congratulations.